Hi everybody, we're going to start our class with some pranayama as usual. So gather together all of your yoga props, straps, blocks, books, whatever you need, and then find yourself a comfortable seated position. So you can be kneeling or cross-legged. I'm sitting up on a cushion, but feel free to sit up on your blocks or sit up against the wall. You want to have your shoulders above your hips, and your chest is relaxed and open, your shoulders away from your ears, so that breathing can be easy. Just place your hands on your knees or your thighs so your hands are supported, your shoulders are relaxed and down, and you've got some length in the back of your neck. So have your eyes closed, at least for a few breaths, and just take a moment or two with your eyes closed to bring yourselves into your class. So wherever you happen to be, just spend a couple of minutes bringing your awareness, your attention to your yoga practice. So letting go of the day's events, the week's events, letting go of thoughts of what will happen in the future. Be completely present in the here and now. And with your eyes closed, it becomes easier because we can shut off that strong visual stimulus that you have. So allow the eyes to be comfortably closed. Your awareness with the breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. Anytime you find your thoughts elsewhere, know that that's quite natural, and then just gently bring your awareness back to your breathing. So noticing the rate of the breath, notice the depth of the breath. Do you feel any movements in the body as you breathe in or as you breathe out? You may be able to hear the breath. Now we're going to begin to take the breath a little deeper. So imagine a place an inch behind your belly button, behind your navel, and take the breath to that place. Again, it's easier to do this with your eyes closed. So closing your eyes, imagining that place just behind your belly button, and taking the breath deep down into that place, filling your lungs. And allowing the lungs to fill from the bottom and then the middle and then the top. And when you empty the lungs, empty them from the bottom and then the middle and then the top. So full yogic breaths. And now introducing a count. So let's breathe in and out for a count of 4 to start with. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3, 4. Keep up that pace, that rhythm in your own mind, breathing in and breathing out for 4. Noticing any temptation to pause at the top or at the bottom of the breath, and allow the in-breath to flow directly into the out-breath, and the out-breath to flow directly to the in-breath. If all's well, perhaps extending the count to 6, 6. Continuing to breathe from the bottom to the middle to the top, counting in for 6 and out for 6. And know that if extending the breath to 6 doesn't work for you, revert back to 4, 4. So continuing to breathe, counting the breath in and counting the breath out. An equal breath. Once again, if you're comfortable, you can extend the breath further, breathing in for 8 and breathing out for 8. Counting for 8 is too much, then please revert to 6 or 4. Using ujjayi breathing, if it helps to control the breath in and out. Allowing the breath in slowly and letting the breath out slowly. And after the next out breath, release the count. Keep your eyes closed for a moment longer and just take a few moments to notice any changes since you started the pranayama practice. So any changes in the breath, any changes in your posture or the way that you feel. And then taking a stretch out in any way that feels good for you. And then coming off of your blocks, if you're sitting on blocks or cushions, and rolling yourselves around to lay down on your backs. Have a belt handy if you think you may need a belt for the hamstring stretches later on. We're going to start with both knees bent, soles of the feet on the floor. Hands are down by your side. When you breathe in, lift the right knee to the chest. And as you breathe out, extend the heel up towards the ceiling, straightening the leg out, flexing the toes back towards your face. Breathing in, knee to chest. Breathing out, return the foot to the floor. Left knee comes in on the next in-breath. Breathing out, extend the leg away, push the heel up to the ceiling, toes back towards your face. Breathing in, knee to chest. Breathing out, foot to floor. So continuing that movement, breathing in right knee, breathing out, straighten the right leg, breathing in, knee to chest, and breathing out, if it feels okay, you can extend the leg all the way along the mat. Now left one, breathing in, knee to chest, breathing out, straighten the leg, push the heel away, breathing in, knee to chest, breathing out, extend the leg away. In your own time now, on your own breath, be guided by your breath. And know that it's fine to elongate the breath using ujjayi breathing if that helps to maintain that smooth movement. So one more round on both sides, once more on the right, once more on the left. And then drawing your right knee in, hold the knee with the hands and draw the knee deeply in towards your rib cage. Feel free to move the knee around to create some space in the hip joint, perhaps circling in both directions, and then drawing that knee deeply in once more. We're going to aim the knee towards the armpit. Be wary if the knee comes too far out to the side, but at the same time don't feel that you're crushing your rib cage. Just take the knee slightly out to the side so that it's going down towards the armpit. Keep the knee hugged in, but hold around the back of the thigh now. So you can release the lower leg, and the lower leg can float up so the sole of the foot are facing the ceiling. We're still drawing that knee down towards the armpit, flexing the toes. Good. And now reach up. You can use a belt if you can't reach your foot. So either reaching up with both hands to hold the sole of the foot or using a belt to help you reach. And then draw that foot directly down. Once more encouraging that knee down towards your armpit. So the thighs becoming parallel to the floor, the shins perpendicular to the floor, 90 degrees from the floor. Drawing down directly on the sole of the foot. Making sure that the ankle is in line with the knee. So avoid drawing down the ankle and having the knee splayed out to the side. Keep it in line. Good. And then releasing that leg down. Drawing the left knee in. Hug the knee to the chest using the fingers interlaced around the knee. Once more, feel free to ease out in the hip socket. Create any space that you need to there. And then drawing that knee deeply down in towards the chest. Taking a few breaths here. Takes the muscles a little bit of time to release. And then holding around the back of the thigh, releasing that lower leg. And taking that lower leg up so that it's perpendicular to the floor and the sole of the foot faces the ceiling. You can either hold that leg with the hands, or if you want to, you can wrap the arm all the way around and draw it down to your body, holding the wrist with the opposite hand. And then reaching up towards the foot, either use your hands or with a belt, and then drawing that foot down. So we're drawing the ankle directly above the knee, so the shin forms this column of strength, and that weight's going ankle, knee, armpit. Good, and then release that leg. Draw both of these up into the chest, just use the hands to move the knees around in their joints a little bit, the hips in their joints, and then rolling over onto your side, coming into a seated position, and then all the way up into a standing position. So coming towards the fronts of your mats, and we're going to work through 5 surya namaskar A, 5 sun salutations. Coming into Tadasana, big toe joints towards each other, heels are slightly apart. Drop on the knees and the thighs, belly in towards your spine. Lower ribs stay tucked in, shoulders rolling back and down, so you have length and space in the back of the neck. Take the hands to prayer position at your heart centre. Let's breathe in together and breathe out together. Breathing in, lower the arms, lift them up to the sky, look up if that's okay in the neck. And breathing out, taking the hands to the floor, feel free to soften the knees, especially on the first round. Breathing in, extend the heart, extend the gaze forwards. Breathing out, keep the belly drawn in as you step back into plank or chaturanga. Breathing in, scooping forward, lifting the chest through between the arms, and then breathing out, lifting the tailbone into downward facing dog. Breathing in for 1, and breathing out for 1. Adjust the hands and the feet. Breathing in for 2, breathing out for 2, spreading the fingers. Breathing in for 3, And breathing out for 3, pushing the ball of the index finger down into the floor. Breathing in for 4. And breathing out for 4, gently pushing the floor away with your hands. Breathing in for 5. And as you breathe out, come up onto the toes, look between your hands, create space under your body, and jump or step the feet towards the hands. Then breathe in, lift the gaze, lift the heart. Breathe out, draw the belly in as you forward fold. Breathing in, coming all the way up, stretch up through your fingertips. And breathing out, back to your starting position. Number 2, breathing in, stretching up, breathing out, taking the hands down to the earth, tuck the chin in. Breathing in, create length and space, draw the belly into the spine. Breathing out, either jumping or stepping back into plank. Draw the elbows in, chaturanga. Then scoop forwards onto the top of your feet, chest coming through the arms. And then breathing out, downward facing dog. Breathing in here for 1. And breathing out for 1. Pushing the floor away, breathing in for 2. Breathing out for 2, allow the armpits to soften downwards. Breathing in for 3. And breathing out for 3, gently wrapping the triceps around towards your ears. Breathing in for 4. And breathing out for 4 as you soften through the heart. Breathing in for 5. And breathing out, come up onto the toes, gaze forward, jumping or stepping the feet back towards the hands. Breathing in, drawing the belly in, creating length. Breathing out, folding forwards and down, Uttanasana. Breathing in, lifting all the way up. And breathing out, take it back to your heart. Number 3, breathing in. And breathing out, folding, tucking the chin in. Breathing in, lengthening, extending, taking weight through the hands before you breathe out and jump or step back. Breathing in, upward facing dog, feel free to lower the hips and come into cobra. Breathing out, downward facing dog, breathing in for 1. And breathing out for 1, lifting the tailbone nice and high, breathing in for 2. And breathing out for 2, opening the backs of the knees, breathing in for 3. Breathing out for 3, taking the heels back and down, breathing in for 4. Breathing out for 4, feeling that stretch down the back of the legs, breathing in for 5. Breathing out, coming up onto the toes, gaze forward, jumping or stepping back towards your hands. Breathing in, lengthening the spine, gaze forwards. Breathing out, draw the belly in, Uttanasana. Breathing in, coming all the way up. And breathing out, take it back to your heart. So 2 more rounds. Working in your own time, on your own breath. I'll be working with you on the camera if you still want to look at the sequence. Using Ujjayi breathing to help you regulate your breath. 5 working breaths in downward facing dog. Finding the inner guide to your sequencing, allowing your breath to help the body move into the various transitions. And when you've finished your 5th surya namaskar, pause with your hands in prayer position, back in Tadasana, allowing the breath to settle. Taking a moment to absorb the qualities of your practice. So grab hold of a belt or a dressing gown strap or a tie, whatever you can find that you can pull on and it doesn't flex too much. Coming into a comfortable standing position with the feet shoulder distance apart, or hip distance apart even. When we're doing these shoulder stretches, have a feeling that your lower ribs and your belly is tucking into your spine. We don't want too much of this happening because that suggests that the shoulders aren't stretching, it's the rest of the body. Take the arms a good distance apart on the belt, straighten the arms out and gently pull the slack, so there's no slack on the belt, so pull the belt away. Breathing in, lifting the arms up, and breathing out, take them overhead. If the arms don't go overhead, then take them separate the arms a little bit further on the belt. So using your breath to lift up and over. Check in with your spine and your chest. If anything, you want to be slightly rounded here, so you're drawing in with the belly. If that becomes quite straightforward, then you can always bring the hands a little bit closer towards each other on the belt. Once more, just checking in that the lower ribs aren't flaring out and that you're not arching the back and sticking the bottom out. So tuck the bottom in, keep the lower ribs tucked in, allowing that work and that opening to be in the shoulders. Good. And then releasing the belt. Taking your arms in front of you, turn the palms out so the thumbs point down. Swim the arms around behind you. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Now if your hands don't reach, grab the belt again. Otherwise, interlacing the fingers behind your back. And if you can, draw the palms together as well. Once again, avoid the ribs flaring out and the bottom sticking out. Tuck the tailbone in. Draw the rib cage in, clasping the fingers behind your back and then gently lifting the little fingers up towards the sky. Keep length in the back of the neck. Keep the belly tucked in, the lower ribs tucked in, and just working those little fingers up as high as you can. Good, and release and give the arms a shake out. So from the centre of your mat, bring your feet together. So your ankles are together, your knees are together, hands are on the hips and soften the knees. So if you keep your shoulders above your hips, your knees won't bend very deeply. So what we're going to do, stick the bottom out a little bit and allow yourself to come into a quarter forward fold. And then you'll find that the knees will bend a little deeper. Okay, so bend the knees a little deeper, keep the upper chest lifted. Take the elbows back behind you and feel that when you do that, it's the shoulder blades. So it's the shoulder blades moving together behind your back that draws your elbows back. Upper chest is still lifting, knees are bent. Any discomfort in your lumbar spine, tuck the tailbone under, draw the belly in, and that will help lengthen out your lumbar spine. Good, and then we're going to float the hands up, draw the palms together, the thumbs lift up to the sky, and you can follow the gaze, follow the thumbs with your gaze. And breathe here. For 1, for 2, for 3, keeping those knees deeply bent, keep the thumbs up. For 4, one more breath, 5, lift the thumbs, bend the knees, and then coming up. Good. Come to the front of your mats and stepping back with the right foot. So check in, the heels probably kicked in just to give you some stability, and that's great. And then draw the hips forward. So you want both hips facing the same way. Soften the leading leg, so the left knee's bending, and we're directing the knee roughly above the ankle. If it goes massively beyond the ankle, just step the feet a little bit further apart. Both hips facing forward, remember. Breathing in, lift the chest. Breathing out, roll the shoulders back and down. Once again, any discomfort or pinching in the lumbar spine, so this very central bit here, draw the belly in. And if you draw the belly in, it will protect that part of your spine and prevent you from pinching and compressing there. So otherwise, lifting with the chest, rolling the shoulders back and down. And the movement here is all in the upper back. So feel that you can draw your shoulder blades together behind your back and roll them down your spine. Keep drawing the belly in each time you breathe in. Draw the belly in, and as you breathe out, roll the shoulders back and down. Good. From here, we can float the hands up to the sky. If your neck's comfortable, you can follow the thumbs with your gaze, otherwise looking straight forward. Breathing in, lift the hands up. Feel that you can lengthen up the sides of your body. We're not in a rush to go back. We're lifting up. Fingertips projecting up to the sky, rolling the shoulders back and down. Keep that front knee bent. Remember, both hips facing forward. Good. Lower the hands. Take the hands behind you. We can either come into a reverse prayer position, so if you can, plant the fingertips into each other and bring your arms into a reverse prayer. If that doesn't work for you yet, you can hold the elbows behind your back or hold the wrists behind your back, whichever works for you. But feel that that pressure of your hands or your arms on your back helps to keep your back straight. And then we're going to fold forward. Keep driving through the back heel, through the back foot, as your torso folds over your hips. Keeping both hips level. So the hips might want to open up, but we're going to take that left hip back, allow the right hip to drop down. Folding your body over your bent leg. And then once you've reached your maximum forward fold, we're going to begin to lift that left hip up to the sky. Getting a nice stretch in that forward hamstring. Tuck your chin in so there's no strain in the neck. And then softening the knee, nice big in-breath to lift the body up, and stepping forward, releasing the hands. Step back with the left foot. So Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1 first of all. So soften the right knee, take the right knee over the right ankle, hands on the hips to start with, and we begin by lifting the chest to the sky. Lift the chest to the sky, drop the shoulders back and down. Lifting and softening. Squeezing your shoulder blades together behind your back, activating those back muscles, drawing the shoulder blades in and then sliding them down your spine. Keep that front knee bent, and then when you're ready, float the arms up to the sky, projecting energy through your fingertips. Breathing in, reach up through the sides of your body, so we're lengthening all up the torso. Breathe out, keep that front knee bending, roll the shoulders back and down. Again, the gaze can be forwards or it can be up towards your thumbs. If you're comfortable, you can take the thumbs back a little bit further, deepening in the shoulders and the upper back. Always being mindful of your lower spine, and then taking the hands down, but keeping the legs where they are. Take the arm position that works for you, so either reverse prayer or holding your wrists or your elbows. Breathing in here and breathing out, folding over that bent knee, that bent leg. Dropping your left hip down, lifting your right hip up, and continue to lift that right hip up so that the leg begins to straighten. It doesn't have to become straight. Tuck your chin in towards your shin. Right hip lifting up, left hip coming down. Gaze comes forward, soften that leading leg once more. Nice big in-breath to lift the torso up. And stepping forwards to the front of your mat once more. Release the hands, give the arms a shake out. We're going to come into a balance now. We're going to come into Natarajasana, dancer pose. But we're going to come into a variation which has the effect of stretching our quads, so the muscles, the front of the leg, the front of the thigh. If you would like to go to a wall, just have the wall handy. We're going to lift the right leg first of all, so have the wall on your left. Coming into Tadasana, so feeling grounded through both feet first of all. Draw the belly in a little bit to stabilise everything that comes out, so your limbs then become stabilised by drawing your belly in. Begin to lift the right heel from the floor, come up onto the toes, and then we're going to hold the right ankle with the right hand behind you. So automatically the right knee will have drifted forward probably, and we're going to encourage that knee back so the knees are both in line with each other. And then draw the heel in towards the buttock. So I'm exerting a gentle pull here on my foot to draw the heel in towards the buttock. Keep the knees level. And if you're not already getting a delicious stretch up your front thigh and your psoas here at the top of your thigh, tuck your tailbone under even more. Draw your belly in and see if you can't increase that stretch. If you can and your balance is okay, you can take both hands behind and give the leg an extra squeeze in. So just to say that we've done a proper dancer pose, extending your left hand in front and then releasing the pressure on that back foot so the heel can move away from the buttock now. Keep both shoulders facing forwards and then allow the heel to come away. So both hips facing forward, both shoulders equally facing forwards, just allowing that leg to lift a little. And then draw it back in and place the foot down onto the floor. If you're using the wall, turn around so that your right hand is against the wall. Tadasana first of all, feeling grounded through both feet, and then lift up onto the toes the left foot. Hold the left ankle with the left hand, and the first thing we do is to draw both knees together. Then squeeze the heel into the buttock. If you're not getting a stretch already, draw the belly in, tuck the tailbone under, and see if you can get an extra stretch. You can take both hands behind if your balance is good. Keep squeezing to get that stretch up the thigh. And then release your right hand in front and allow your left foot to float back. Temptation will be for the right shoulder to want to go forward. Keep it back so the shoulders are in line, hips are in line. We're just holding on to that foot behind. And then release down, back into Tadasana. Good. So we're going to come into some more thigh stretches now and strengtheners all at once. So come back towards the fronts of your mats and step back with the right foot. So similar position to where we were in Parsvottanasana, but now take your hands to your hips and allow your back heel to come off. So swivel on your toes so the feet are both facing forward and the back heel's lifted. You may need to play around with the foot position. What we're going to do is to bend the front knee bend the back knee. Hover that back knee from the floor and then lift back up. So that's 1. We're going to do 5 of these. Hands to the hips, knee hovers on the floor and then lifts up. So you may, like I say, need to just move the front foot forward a little bit to create some more space and to make sure that your knees are comfortable. The front knee wants to track directly over the foot, so avoid the temptation for that knee to come in or to splay out. Tracking the knee directly over the foot. And when you get to number 5, we're going to pause with the knee just hovering, and we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lift up. Stepping forwards and step back with the left foot. Once more, have a play around with your foot position. Allow the heel to lift up, the back heel to lift up, and then bending the front knee, bending the back knee, hover that knee from the floor, and then lift. And then 2. Remembering the front knee position is really important, so keep it tracking over the foot. These are great to strengthen the muscles that support the knee, but only if you keep the knee in that good position. And then we're going to come down to 5 and hold for 5, 4, that knee just hovering, 3, 2, and 1, and lift up and step forwards. So back to the front of your mats, hands to prayer position, breathing in, stretch up, breathing out, take the hands to the floor. Breathing in, lengthen the chest, and breathing out, jumping or stepping back into plank. And then lower the knees down and sit back on your heels. We're going to come into a sequence of lunges now with the same intent of stretching and strengthening the thigh muscles. So coming into an upright kneeling position, take the right leg in front of you with the heel down, the toes lifted. And if you now take the sole of the foot to the floor, to the right foot, the knee can bend and you can bring the knee over the ankle. So have a play. So I just need to bring my foot in a little bit so you have the knee over the ankle. Once again, just checking that the knee stays directly above the ankle and doesn't splay out to either side. Take your hands down. You may need some blocks, so feel free to have a block either side of your foot. And we're going to encourage that front knee forward. So it may not look like much, but if you really encourage that front knee forward, you should be able to start to feel this stretch up the front of the muscle, the very top of the muscle on your back leg, on your left leg. That's your psoas stretching. Keep encouraging that front knee forwards. And then tuck the toes of the back foot under, push the heel away and just allow that back heel to lift and to hover just a centimetre above the floor. Shaking in that back leg means you're working really hard, and that's great news. So just hover, keep pushing the heel away, but don't straighten the leg. Keep the leg bent, push the heel away, and when you lower the knee, take the knee back towards your toes first and then gently lower it down. And then encourage that front knee forward even further. Fantastic. Take both hands on the inside of your foot now. Again, if you need blocks, that's absolutely fine. Just lift your hands up onto some blocks. Move your chest forwards, almost as though your chest is coming through your arms. And pause here. And if this feels okay, you can come down onto your forearms. Again, it's fine to use blocks. Keeping that knee tucked in, so the knee's above the ankle. And breathe here in lizard pose. Come back onto your hands. If you had come onto your forearms, lift your right hand and place your right hand on your right knee. And just push gently down on that right knee to bring you into a twist. So we're taking the right shoulder above the left shoulder and twisting here. And then coming back, both hands either side of the foot. Bring the hands to the knee, untuck the back toes, and allow the weight of the body to sink the pelvis lower to the floor. Push through that front foot, coming back into your upright kneeling, and take the left leg forward. Once again, the heel is down, toes lifted to start with, and then as you bend the left leg, the sole of the foot comes onto the floor, and you may just need to adjust the foot position. Take both hands down to the floor, either side of the foot, and first of all, just encouraging that front knee forwards. Just beginning to introduce that stretch into the top of that right thigh muscle, the psoas there. Mentally encouraging this knee forwards. Tucking the back toes under and just hovering that back knee just at 1 centimetre from the floor. Pushing the back heel away, hovering that back knee. You should be able to feel that stretch in the top of the thigh muscle intensify. Keep the front knee moving forward, keep the back heel moving back, keep that back knee bent. And then encouraging the knee back towards the toes and then gently placing it down. Good. Taking both hands onto the inside of the foot now. Coming into lizard pose. Now it's fine to use blocks once more. And if all feels okay, you can drop down, take the hands forward of the foot and drop the elbows down to the floor inside of your foot. Encourage this knee to stay into the body, so it might want to come out to the side, but encourage it in. Keep the chest moving forwards to deepen that stretch. And then lifting back up onto your hands. If you had dropped your forearms, take the left hand to the left knee. Push the hand onto the knee, use that knee to support you as you drop the right shoulder down, lift the left shoulder up, move through the chest, the rib cage, draw the belly in to deepen the twist a bit more. Gaze up to the ceiling if that's okay in the neck, otherwise stay looking down or forwards. And then place both hands back to the floor, either side of the foot. Lift the hands onto the knee. And for now, just allowing gravity to draw your hips down to the floor. The weight of your body's encouraging the pelvis down towards the floor a little bit further. And then pushing through that front foot and coming back into your standing kneeling position. Upright kneeling position, I should say. Good, so right foot forward once more. Bend the right knee, so the right knee comes over the right ankle. Both hips are facing forward. If you find your hips have gone out at an angle, you probably need to draw the foot back in a bit. Both hips facing forward, both shoulders facing forward. Breathe in, lengthen the body up, roll the shoulders back and down. We're going to lift, I should have said, if your knee's uncomfortable, your back knee, take some padding under the kneecap. So that discomfort in the kneecap isn't one of our goals for tonight. So feel free to take some extra mat or a cushion or a blanket underneath your back knee. So once you've done that, we're going to, just as we did with Virabhadrasana 1 earlier on, lift the hands up and feel that you can lengthen up the sides of your body. Stretch up to the sky, create length in your torso while your pelvis is still dropping down. So there's still this wonderful stretch from knee to knee, and we're lifting out of our hips. Stretching up the sides of the body, stretching up the front of the body, taking the thumbs back in space and coming into asana, crescent moon pose. Each time you breathe in, create more length. Each time you breathe out, perhaps take the thumbs a little bit further behind you. Your gaze can be up towards the thumbs or looking straight forward. It's quite difficult to talk with my head lifted, so I'm looking forwards. But notice that each time I breathe in, I'm creating more length in the torso, and that then allows me to move back a little bit deeper. When you're ready to come up, breathe in, take the hands back to the hips, push through that back foot, and coming into upright kneeling. And we'll go to the other side. So left foot in front, bend that front knee. Once more, check in with that back knee, take padding if it's uncomfortable. Front knee comes over the front ankle, hips are square, shoulders and chest are square to the short edge of the mat. Everything from the waist down is moving down, so the energy from the waist down is sinking, grounding, allowing gravity to draw you down. And then everything from the waist up, draw the belly in, feel that the sides of the body lift, the chest lifts, and the arms can float up to the sky. It's almost as though something were drawing you up through your fingertips. Keep lengthening up through the body, keep sinking down through the pelvis. Create that length first of all, lift the upper chest, and only then perhaps take the arms back in space. It's the length in the body that's important, and that will allow you to create the back arch. Taking the thumbs back, opening under the shoulders, squeezing the shoulder blades together behind your back. And then reaching up if you had gone back, taking the hands back to the hips, pushing in that front foot, coming back into kneeling, hips to the heels, and we're going to fold from the hips. Fold the torso over the legs, bring the forehead to the floor, or to blocks, or to fists, whatever you find comfortable. You can also take the knees out a little bit if that feels better for you to fold forwards. Relaxing the arms back, hands to your feet, and taking a few moments in child's pose. So while you're in child's pose, allowing gravity to draw the shoulders down towards the floor, allow the arms to feel heavy. All of that work in the upper back, in the legs, beginning to melt away. Breathing in and gently drawing yourselves back into a kneeling position. Coming forwards with your hands into cat. Spreading your fingers, balls of the fingers down into the mat. Tuck the toes under, swing the hips back towards your heels, push through the hands, lift the knees, and coming up into downward facing dog. Taking a stretch here, so walking the dog, bending one knee and then bending the other. Feel free to take that a little further by allowing that knee to deeply bend, swinging it into the centre and taking a stretch up the opposite side of the body. And the other side, so a deep bending the knee, swing that knee in and side stretch to the other side. Come back to the centre, perhaps bending both knees, allowing the armpits to soften down, keep the neck relaxed, and then take the heels back and down, stretching out through the body, keeping the hands active, pushing down through the ball of the index finger, stretching around, moving the hips if that feels good.
And then stepping forwards with one foot and then the other, taking the feet mat distance apart, so they're quite wide, wider than the hands. Allow the heels to kick in a little bit so the feet are turned out, and then drop the hips down into a yogic squat, coming into malasana. If you can balance here, then take the hands to proud position at the heart center. And very slowly control your descent, take the hips down to the floor and allow the feet to come out in front of you. We're going to come into a supine twist, Jatara Pavriti, and then we're going to move into our relaxation. So if you would like to gather anything you need for your relaxation, your blankets, your eye pillows, anything else that you would like, then gather those around you, and then when you're ready, coming down, laying down on your backs. And take a moment to adjust on the mat. So tuck your tailbone under, adjust your shoulders behind your back so you're comfortable. The knees are bent, soles of the feet on the floor, and take the arms out to the sides at shoulder height with the palms facing up. Good, we're going to move on the breath. Have your knees and ankles hip distance apart to start with. Breathing in here, and as you breathe out, take the knees down to the right. Your head gently turns to the left. Breathing in, draw the knees up, head lifts. Breathing out, take the knees down to the left, head to the right. Breathing in, center. Breathing out, knees to the right, head to the left. Breathing in, back to the center. And breathing out, back, knees to the left. Breathing in, come back to the centre, and this time when your knees come down to the right, allow them to pause there, resting into the posture. So the knees and the ankles are still apart, just allowing the knee to soften down. The head gently turning to the left. Feel free to close the eyes if that helps. Allowing each part of the body to switch off. And if it feels okay to do so, then perhaps draw the knees and the ankles together. So draw the top leg on top of the bottom leg, knees and ankles together. Notice that that draws the spine into a deeper twist. And if that doesn't work for you, just take the feet and ankles apart again. Once more, having the eyes closed, if that's okay for you, and breathing into any places that need to release. If you want to come deeper, you can draw the knees up to the elbow. Make sure the shoulders stay comfortable. We're not trying to force the shoulders down. If the shoulder does lift, that's fine, but feel that it's completely comfortable. Wherever you are, draw the belly in, lifting the knees back to the centre. Take the feet back to the floor, knees and ankles hip distance apart, and allow the knees to come down to the left. Head turns gently to the right, and we're going to pause here. Allowing the mind to travel through the body, allowing any parts of the body that need to release, just to let go. Allow gravity to draw that right knee down. And if you wish to do so, you can draw that top leg onto the bottom leg so the knees and ankles come together. Keep the shoulders comfortable. Increasing the twist in the spine. Once again, if all feels well, you can draw the knees up to the elbow. Once more, just allowing the mind to Move through all the parts of the body, releasing as it goes. Breathing into the shoulders, allow the shoulders to settle onto the floor. Breathing into the hips. And wherever you are, draw the belly in, lift the knees up, and then hug both knees into the chest. Easing the back out on the mat. Realigning the spine down the central line of the mat. And then extending the legs away. If you have blankets or eye pillows, feel free to put them on now, coming into Shavasana.
So lying down on your mats, on your backs, feel free to move, adjust in any way to make yourselves comfortable. So taking the feet a good distance apart, tucking the tailbone under. Taking a moment to ease out your shoulders, roll them back and down away from the ears, and then gently bring them back onto the mat. Your arms a comfortable distance by your sides, and encourage some length in the back of the neck, tucking the chin gently in towards the throat. Know that it's fine to have the knees bent, the soles of the feet on the floor if that feels better for your lower back. And if you do have your knees bent, take the feet a good distance apart and then allow the knees to come together so the legs feel fully supported. No effort involved in staying in that position. Know that Shavasana is a posture of stillness. So take a few moments now to ease out and adjust to make yourselves comfortable. And then find some stillness in your posture. Find a place where you can be comfortably still. It's fine to draw a blanket over your body, lavender eye pillow over your eyes. And if it feels easier or more comfortable, then feel free to place a small block underneath the head to create length in the back of the neck. Have the eyes gently closed, soft behind the eyelids, allowing all of the muscles around the eyes to release and relax. The arms and legs are comfortable. The arms are comfortable distance from your sides, the legs are comfortable distance apart. And then allow them to feel heavy as they sink into the mat. Your head evenly, comfortably supported at the top of the neck. Everything beginning to let go, allowing the support of the floor to carry your body. So this relaxation is a time for you to release and relax. Giving yourself this time to relax the muscles and begin to calm and still the mind. So feeling the mat beneath you, supporting you, allowing you to release and relax against it. Notice where your body touches the mat. At your heels, calves, hips, shoulders, the arms and the head. Take your mind gently to each part of the body, acknowledging that it is fully supported. Allow your body to soften. Allow your weight to sink into the ground. And with your eyes closed, begin to notice the darkness beneath your eyelids, taking your awareness inside. Allow your eyeballs to sink deep into their sockets, releasing the muscles of your face. With the body completely relaxed, we can begin to focus on the breath, observing the even flow of the breath in and out, breathing through the nose. You may wish to take your awareness to your abdomen, noticing the movements caused here by the breath. The rising and swelling on the in-breath, the sinking back with each out-breath. You may feel lots of movement, you may feel very little. Just being aware of any feelings you have. You may perhaps feel the breath at the tip of the nose. Notice the air feels slightly cooler when you breathe in and warmer as you breathe out. You may be able to hear the breath's steady movement in and out through the nose. A natural breath, simply observing any movements, any sensations associated with your natural breath. Being aware of how you feel at this moment in time. You may want to visualize the air entering your body and filling your lungs. And perhaps go further and picture the oxygen the air brings moving from your lungs into each and every part of your body, nourishing the cells at the very tips of your fingers and toes. Your attention is with the breath, and if your mind wanders, know that that's fine. Gently remind your attention to come back to the breath, back to your relaxation. Knowing that the out-breath is the breath of relaxation, we can use it to release and relax even further. Breathe in, and on each out-breath, feel each part of your body relax in turn. Your ankles releasing, your legs and knees feeling heavy, your hips and lower back releasing into the mat. Your shoulders softening, allowing your arms to release and feel heavy. Your hands and fingers begin to relax, perhaps noticing the emptiness of your hands. Still focusing on the out-breath, allow the muscles of your face to release. Each breath, releasing each and every part of your body. Continue to focus on the out-breath. Perhaps noticing a brief moment of stillness at the end of each out-breath. The body completely comfortable and still. The breath is even and effortless. And at the end of each out-breath and before the next in-breath, there's a moment of complete stillness. During the stillness, you may notice the sensations of your heart beating. perhaps feeling the movement of your chest or hearing the steady beat of your heart. Use the next few minutes to focus on, to appreciate this time of complete stillness. Know that this stillness is always present at the end of each out-breath. Know that you can return to this feeling whenever you need to calm and release. Using this time now to release and relax, and know that these feelings will stay with you for the rest of the day, the rest of the week, and into the future. So now it's time to become aware of the whole breath again, breathing evenly and calmly. Notice again the sensations of breathing, feeling the breath at the tip of the nose, hearing the flow of the breath as it enters and leaves the body, noticing the rise and fall of your abdomen. Your body's completely comfortable, your mind calm and relaxed. Noticing how the in-breath feels different to the out-breath, and enjoy the feelings that the in-breath brings. Feelings of renewed energy, renewed vitality. So beginning to become aware of your surroundings now, feeling the pressure on the mat as you continue to breathe in and out, noticing the contact your body makes with the mat, noticing the air, the space around you, underneath your knees, your lower back, in between your legs, the space within your hands, behind your neck. Becoming aware of sounds inside the room and outside the room. Beginning to feel the mat supporting you at your ankles, your calves, your hips, shoulders, and your head. Taking some small movements through your hands, your feet. Moving your head from side to side if that feels right. Taking a stretch in any way that feels right for you. Moving your arms above your head, perhaps drawing your knees up onto your chest. Know that as you're home, you can stay in Shavasana for as long as you like. When you do come out gently, rolling over onto your side for a couple of breaths. Then gently bringing yourselves to a comfortable seated position, drawing your hands to prayer position. Namaste.